10 things you missed in the fourth Great Ninja War. There is so much going on during Naruto's fourth Great Ninja War. Certain things can be missed. Here 10 such things as an examples. The fourth Great Ninja War is easily the most destructive and encompassing arc in the Naruto series. The five nations and their finest shinobis combined together to stand against Madara Uchiha, Kabuto, and their Gedo statue. Gedo statue means the Ten Tails Husk, and the Edo Tensei forces under their command. However, with many characters moving in many more different places, it's easy to forget the people or the facts that fell through the cracks in the process. It's time to revisit the largest conflict in the ninja history, discovering 10 things that may not have been apparent. The first thing, Madara's partial redemption. Madara's redemption was unlike any of Naruto's antagonists. Unlike Zabuza or Obito, Madara's penance came only after he was defeated and his machines had come crashing down around him, while Madara rightfully died as a source among shinobi. Hashirama regarded him with his fondness as he drew his dying breath. They spoke about how they could have been war buddies. It ultimately reflects the malicious and lasting effects that Black Jutsu visited on the ninja world, cementing Kaguya's servant as the series' most wicked mind. Second one, the leaf has more say than any other villages. Let's get that Sasuke Uchiha's crime are numerous, having worked alongside with the Akatsuki and nearly kidnapping the eight tails Jinchuriki Killer Bee after Sasuke's fateful fight with Naruto, which resulted in his imprisonment. The leaf would decide his fate. However, this discredits the actions Sasuke took against the other four nations, depriving them of any agency to determine this punishment. It illustrates a palpable imbalance in the power, which may call into a question exactly how equal the villages are to one another. It is especially egregious since Sasuke threatened to murder all of them and conquer the planet. Kabuto's Edo Tensei plan backfired. The Edo Tensei allowed Kabuto to raise the dead and impress them into his service. He could either render them mindless drones, little more than trained ghouls, to do his bidding, or allow them their previous personalities as individuals. Understanding the psychologically scaring effect of the latter. Kabuto decided upon it instead. However, this caused many problems than it was worth. Namely, it allowed the zombies to shout encouragement to their foes and tips on how the circumvent their jutsu. Kabuto would sometimes remedy this, though not enough to a meaningful degree on a large scale. Jiraiya was not reanimated. Yeah, initially it may be understandable as to why Jiraiya was not reanimated just because Kabuto did not get the DNA of Jiraiya because Jiraiya died in a sea. His corpse lay under the sea where Kabuto did not find that DNA very easily. Kabuto did not want to cross paths with Pain, who had personal ties to the great sage. However, the war occurred long after Nagato's death, when he himself became reanimated. Given that they had ample biological material to use, it stands to reason that he would have a fantastic opponent for Naruto and the others to face. Defeating Jiraiya would have been physically and emotionally taxing for Naruto, testing his former pupil to his limit. No one noticed mass grave digging. The Edo Tensei necessitates a sample of subject to be enacted correctly. This entailed Kabuto venturing on an excursion across the world, digging up powerful relatives in order to bring them into his service. Astonishingly, no one seemed to notice that Kabuto had taken these samples, nor that the graves themselves had been disturbed after he left. Should anyone have been more perceptive, it's possible they could have prevented the shinobi war before it began, especially if they secured their dead more vigilantly.